Yo, Moats, can you run a poll on Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson for QB1? Now, for certain, we're going to do that. We definitely should do that. Let me wait till we get a little bit further into the show, though, all right? Get more people in here. Then we drop that poll out there, man, because you know when you drop the poll, you know what I'm saying? I got to make sure that everybody ready for the poll, all right? So I don't want to prematurely put the poll in and everybody ain't ready for the poll, all right? So we're going to hold off on that for a little bit, but I got you tonight, all right? I got you. You know what time it is, all right? We're going to find out who QB1 is. We're going to find out. All right, and then the homie Justin Gordon also spun the block and said, QB1, Russ, because the ugly duckling was a fairy tale. Ooh, okay. Chose violence to start the day off. All right. Salute to you then, Justin. Salute to you. So, QB1, because the ugly duckling was a fairy tale. Now the ugly duckling, the ugly duckling. It was a cool little story. It was a cool little story. For those of you that don't know, it's a cool little, gang of ducks over here. And one little duck, a little different color than everybody else duck, right? And then before you know it, boom, duck turns into the awesomest duck ever, right? The coolest of all cool ducks. I'm talking like Mr. Darkwing Duck, that type of duck. Not Doug Hodges, all right? But he thinks it's a fairy tale. I can see what you're saying. And trust me, man, that's my internal debate, regardless if I'm talking to TG or anybody else as it pertains to both of these quarterbacks, Russ and Fields. I'm so back and forth on it, man. At one moment, I'm like, yo, the youth, the upside, it's enticing. And it's so enticing that you should go ahead and, buy into it, lean all the way into it, right? But then the flip side, I'm like, yo, we know how young quarterbacks are. We know how quarterbacks that haven't figured it out after year 3 typically do. They usually don't figure it out. It's this up and down, up and down, up and down. And then it's just like, all right, man, just go be the backup somewhere. But at the same time, when I look at Justin Fields, it's like, okay, you got to define a characteristic that is more than just average, right? His running ability is elite. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But we also see where he has the ability to throw the football. So that's the exciting part. We also remember that he's cheap. Right? So I'm like, okay, I like that. And then we did get a small sample size. Them 6 games, to me, is kind of like the first 15, 20 minutes of a movie, right? It's a 2.5-hour movie. So the first 20 minutes of it was fire. We're like, hey, bro, I like how this movie's going. All right, I'm locked in. But the problem is, I don't know how the rest of this movie is going to go. Right? And that's the part where it's right now, if you're going to commit, which we would have to commit, right? You talking about long-term commitments off of short-term success, and just a lot of questions around it, man. But then at the same time, think Russ, and it's like, all right, I like the overall story around you. I like certain things that I saw from you, but at the same time, I know that you got your own set of limitations. Mobility. There is no running around. There is no, we're going to get around at this. No. That ain't his game right now. We saw that, and we definitely saw it towards the end of the year. So now you ask yourself, okay, well, can you still get it done just throwing the football? And my argument for him is, man, I look at the Tom Brady Tampa Bay situation. I'm not saying Russ is Brady, but what I am saying is when Brady went down there to Tampa, way different perception of him there versus last year in New England. And why was that? In New England that last year, who was his weapons? We was like, hey, bro, Brady can't do it himself no more. Oh, man, he's done. He's washed. He's old, right? That's what we were saying about him. But what happens? He goes to Tampa, and now you have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. Couple running backs, and before you know it, it's like, yo, Brady down there cooking, folks. Looking good. Super Bowl champ, obviously, and then MVP finalist as well. But it was because he had the pieces around him with that smart brain, with his ability. And that's the part that I look at Russ and I get intrigued by because I say, okay, that could work. But that costs. Now we got money. But you can see where both, to me at least, both of these avenues make sense. Both of these avenues I could cook with, I could win with, man. And I think that's why we keep going back and forth on it, though. Definitely keep going back and forth on it. But I don't want to necessarily call Fields the ugly duckling, though. I do feel like he's further along than the ugly duckling. Okay? I think he's further along. I think he has some cachet. I think we feel good about him as a whole, but there's still some big questions. And I think that that's just the reality of it for right now. But the clock is ticking, man. We're going to only do this back and forth. Oh, speculate for about a month more. Then we're going to have an answer. Regardless of which one it is, we're going to have that answer because we know free agency starts. right? Once free agency starts, they can't allow both of these guys to hit the open market. If you do that, to me, that's malpractice. Or Mr. Rooney was up there just talking smoke. He didn't really care about either one of these guys because there's no way both of those guys are going to hit the market. If they do that, man, they assume that, hey, that guy's gone. So now we're looking at different quarterbacks. Now that could be, maybe they like the Sam Darnold. Maybe they want to put all the eggs in that basket. I don't know. Do they want to do that? Maybe they viewing a trade somewhere. I don't know. But that's kind of how I see it, though, man. So shout out to you on that, though, Justin, man. Shout out to you. But we will find out, though, man, because like I said, you're gonna have to make a decision on one of those dudes before free agency opens up. We know that starts in a month. All right, second week of March. So yeah, we're gonna find out, baby. We're gonna find out. Let's get it. And I see that AJ Martinez calls it the Master Moats experience. Hey, you know what, man? Hey, look, we're gonna troubleshoot this here name a little bit. Not the name, but we're gonna troubleshoot how we work on the intro. All right, because we gotta have a little fun with it when we doing it. But it's too much fun though. That's the thing, man. It's like, shoot, what we supposed to do? You can't just change everything up. No. You make a little change here, make a little change there, and then from there, you get up on the good foot and you keep on moving, man. Keep it pushing. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep that thing pushing. AJ, but shout out to you, though, being here, man. I like you. All right. Let's see. Who else do we have in the building? Oh, and AJ came through with another super chat. He says, the station of the nation, Steelers 55. AJ, I like how you working right now. I just know I like the trouble. I like how you spitballing. All right. I'm going to take that up with the committee. Okay. Y'all usually see David Dupree in here or DD Smalls. He's usually somewhere in here. All right. We're going to all be in here spitballing. We're going to come up with something and it's going to be fire. But in the meantime, we're just going to keep rocking out. You know that, baby. And shout out to AJ. My man said the only pole we need is the stripper pole. JK. Shout out to the homie AJ, man. AJ said, look, bro, you really would have turned it up. All right. I know what to do. Okay. We don't need to put the pole in for Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson. No. Put the pole in and did. This ain't Atlanta, man. It's family friendly. Okay. It's family friendly. All right. Don't get us in trouble. Don't get us like that today. Jeez. Shout out to X Concepts too, man. He says he appreciates the content, man. I appreciate you rocking out, man, from the heart. Like I said, man, we ain't stopping anything, man. We just gotta have fun with it, man. It's sports.